We're back.
Come on, bro. You know it only happens after dark.
Welcome back to the After Dark podcast where we debate topics that are none of our business. You already know it's the regular crew. It's your boy Mike. We got Tacked Up Chad. We got Big Stir in the building. Yes. And I feel like y'all had to have missed us. So, like I said, sorry for not dropping last week. But we're back now. We're ready to keep it going. We're ready to keep the train rolling, give you ever-ending content. So make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow and give us 5 stars, not 4, not 3. This is premium content, 5 stars on all audio platforms, and show us some love because we showing y'all love every week. Like I always do, fellas, I have to ask because I need to know how my brothers are doing mentally, how you're doing in your life spiritually, and how you're feeling. So how is everyone feeling today, son?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I don't have a lot to say. I don't have necessarily a lot to say at all for once, but I'm feeling good. Shout out mom, shout out little sister, birthday this weekend. Other than that, we're shaking about. How about yourself, Chad?
I'm doing good. I just got my car fixed. And yeah, I got my car fixed.
More of the story is Chad got his car fixed this week. They don't ever ask me how I'm doing, but it's all good because I'm always sunny on this end, always feeling good, nothing to complain about. We're back potting, so I'm where I need to be. But we got a full lineup today, a bunch of juicy stuff. Never know what vibes people are trying to get in, if we're trying to get messy or not. We'll see where it takes us. But the number one thing that we love at the After Dark podcast is love. I think. Over the week, Millie Bobby Brown got engaged at 19. And, this really wouldn't be a story, but the fact that she's 19 and kind of throughout the past has been she's had this old stigma been put onto her, which we feel like kind of had Drake a little confused. Is kind of why he could be found in her messages a little bit. It's because everyone keeps putting this old stigma into it, and he kind of bought into it a little bit. She's a great actor, or actress, so she probably sold it. It's not Drake's fault. Wink, wink, if you can't tell what I'm doing. But I just want to know, Sterling, what were your initial reactions? How do you feel about Millie Bobby Brown getting engaged at 19? Did you have any thoughts? Did anything stand out to you?
Well, congrats to them. That's first. Obviously, getting engaged is one thing. 19, let's just be real. This girl's brain is barely developed. She just became an adult literally a year and a half ago. She barely knows right from wrong. Yes, she's had to grow up a lot faster than other people because of her career and what she does. But hey, bro, it does not substitute for real life experiences in terms of how much time you have on this earth. Secondly, look, we already know what's about to happen if they get married because, like we said, nobody like I said, nobody really cares about her, fiance being John Bon Jovi's son. They care about yeah, they care about Bon Jovi being eventually the father-in-law to Millie Bobby Brown. And everybody knows when people get married within usually the first year they're having kids, they're getting pregnant. It's like a normal thing. Like it's so normal, especially nowadays with the way people are getting pregnant, having kids, just popping them out like left and right. And for those that aren't as fortunate to have it that easy, God bless you too, and I wish you the best on your journey on that end. But what I did want to say is like all it is when young people get married at this age, it just gives them an excuse to have children and be able to have sex and like have that amount of like exposure to the world and having a child without people saying, "Oh, she's 19, why she's having a kid if she's out of wedlock."
So you think that she's getting married just so she can have kids?
Well, I'm not saying
she wants to get knocked up.
I'm sure she's a smart girl and like she really loves this guy too, or cares about him at least.
Do you think if she got married, they might do like some kind of alien thing for Stranger Things, like explaining it to the people, like, oh, she's only 11, but you know, she's kind of got these alien like being formed inside her stomach or something like that?
What the
Bro.
like if she got pregnant?
Yeah, like if she got pregnant, like they can't just offer like Jamie Lynn, like the show's way too
No, I
big.
think she's
So
gonna die anyways in the last season.
Dang.
But it is the last season. Like they're probably filming that already.
Yeah.
They probably already, that's probably in progress while this is happening. But either way, my final thoughts on it, I mean, I think it's stupid. I mean, if she was my daughter, I'm like, granted, she probably made me as a parent a lot of money without me having to work. So I'm not gonna give a fuck what she does. But for me, on the outside looking in, like our whole topic is, or whole podcast is debating on topics that are none of our business. Let me tell you right now, I'm the first person to disagree with this 100% of the time. Love is love, but like, bro, you're 19. Like, engage at 19 is OD.
Yeah, I was shocked about it too, until I realized we probably know people who got married at 19.
Or close enough to it.
Close enough, yeah.
But like my whole thing is, one, yes, she's young. So like the problems I have with it is, yes, she's young. So, you know, I'm not sure. I think the divorce rate is significantly higher if you get married before the age of 25.
And if you're a celebrity.
Yeah, and the fact that you're a celebrity. Celebrity relationships never work. So that's just kind of like jumping the gun. Really, I don't even see what they get out of marriage. Like, usually marriage is like a bond thing between middle class people. It helps you with like living situations. Both of these people are fucking loaded, yo. Like, so I don't know, like, what they're really why are they tying? Well, they're not tying up any assets because, you know, they got way too much going on over there. But I just don't see like what they're even getting out of being engaged. But one thing I will say is the money part of it, they're both set. So when it comes to like being prepared to be married, you know, they're probably more prepared than any of us regular folk, just on a financial basis and people carrying on and having taken care of everything for them. So it's not like they have to like go through the world and like fight it out together. But another interesting way that I kind of wanted to look at it is I feel like the stigma of marriage is kind of changing in America, and it's way more loose. Like, it's just not like a thing. People are way more willing to get divorced, and it's not a big deal anymore. It's just kind of like they wake up and it's just like, I'm not feeling this anymore, and they just move on. And it's, you know, it's upsetting, but it's like, it's a part of life. And I feel like there might be a transition where marriage is no longer this big ordeal, like a big ceremony thing, and it's way more loosey-goosey, like how we throw I love you around. I kind of want to get your opinions on there, Chad. Do you have any first, what do you think about it?
Yeah, it feels like, well, maybe, okay, so I have thoughts about everything now because of social media. And what if marriage was always like that, but we just didn't know because we didn't get like back in the day to pay attention to celebrities, you had to like read a magazine.
So, but are you only talking about celebrity marriages? Because I feel like marriages back in the day were more like an arrangement that made sense for like livelihood, survival, and financial situations.
Yeah.
So, like the marriage back in the day was very gender role specific. So it was almost like something that was necessary to do. Like the wife would stay home and do the cooking. The wife would find a match that she deemed somebody who was a protector and a provider of the household. Nowadays, those roles are kind of blurred. Like, we don't really know who the protector and the provider is. Sometimes the woman's the provider. Sometimes the male is not so much the provider. And like the whole marriage idea, for me, one thing, like, and I want to get married, but like one thing I've thought about is like the whole contract of marriage just seems kind of outdated. Like, you know, it was more so like even the divorce laws, it was a protection for women back in the day because they weren't workers and they weren't really educated. So when they took half of the stuff, like it made sense because they couldn't go out and like really live on their own. But I feel like all of that needs to be revamped because people are just getting divorced left and right. And, you know, the financial situations are way more equal these days.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. The reason, first of all, I agree with you, it should be revamped. 100,000%. 100,000% should have been revamped the second women started getting educations like at a relatively equal rate to men. Like
They're over us
that.
now.
Yeah, and the thing is we know why that's happening. It's a good thing. I mean, not necessarily it's a good thing that there's more women than men doing it, but it's a good thing that women have equal opportunity to do so. But in terms of revamping the whole divorce laws in and of itself, it's like the whole idea is like, oh, like she's gonna take half or he's gonna take half of whatever they have. Like it's half and half when they leave. If she ain't got nothing and you got everything, guy or girl, it doesn't matter, vice versa, and you just dip out with 50% and you're gone, like nowadays that's not even acceptable. That shouldn't even be like back in the day it was like women couldn't be educated or weren't as educated. They weren't even supposed to even leave the house aside from maybe going to get groceries and do like it wasn't even there was nothing, but obviously things have changed. And if you want my opinion on it, like I said, it should have been changed years ago just because of the ideology is like it goes to the point that somebody, I mean, and no offense to any woman out here because I mean, yes, the divorce rate is really high, and I believe 90% of divorces that are initiated at this point in the United States are by women. So in heterosexual relationships, I should say. So I'm just putting that out there. That's also a bite at social media as well, to understanding that women think that, you know, it's completely okay to do that. But back to the whole point of Millie Bobby Brown situation. I mean, financially, yes, they're prepared, but like I said, emotionally, and like you said, when it comes to celebrities aren't going to be like the best at like maintaining relationships just because of, you know, they're celebrities. So
Well,
I don't want to go
get Chaz. What did you? I wanted you to have a chance to, you know, say what you kind of thought about my last question, like marriage changing.
I feel like a lot of times nowadays you see like predatory divorces and stuff like that. And
Expound.
I think that's because I remember, okay, so I saw this court case earlier where this man and woman got divorced, and
Mhm.
when they started when they were getting like the child support and everything taken care of, she literally quit her like 80K job to go work at
I saw
McDonald's
that. I saw that.
to then make like
Yeah,
30K so that he had to pay more in child support. So then he sued
yeah,
her over
I
it, and
saw it.
then luckily the judge was like, "Wait, you were making 80K until last year. What happened?" It's like, "Oh, I quit my job." She's like, "Why'd you quit your job?" It's like, "Cause I wanted to." And it's like, no. And she like reduced the child support they had to pay.
Well, let me play
Yeah.
devil's advocate. What if I said that I know one reason why they shouldn't revamp these divorce laws, and maybe what goes around comes around. And
I think I know your I think I know your reason. Maybe you gotta tell me if I'm right. Um, you're saying they shouldn't revamp them, right? Like that's like, playing devil's advocate, right?
yeah, they shouldn't. They
Um,
shouldn't.
I think you're like, well, since women are more educated now and becoming not more often than not breadwinners, but they are starting to equal out at this point, becoming breadwinners of the household compared to what it used to be, where the percentage was vastly different in terms of men being more of the head of the household versus the woman. Now, if a man wants to be the stay-at-home dad or the lesser of the two incomes into the household, um, if he decides to get a divorce, he's just taking half as dipping. And it's the same thing. Like you said, what goes around comes around. Is that kind of where you were going in that direction?
Yes, that is exactly where I'm
Yeah.
going, because here are the
Yeah.
statistics, people. When you look at the younger generation and how females are doing compared to men, one, they're way more educated than we are. They're going to college at a significantly higher percentage than males are, which means that they are more likely to have more secure jobs. If we're also looking at their wages of the young professional women versus young professional men, they are wiping our ass with money, bro. They're making more money than us. So this next generation of females will be
OnlyFans.
the breadwinners of the household. And if we try to revamp this divorce law before we can get our reparations, we might be shooting ourselves in the foot, son. We need to sit back and let them just do what they do, because we going to be out here piping up and ditching and catching the bag. So all I'm saying is that would be the one thing that I would be like, let's hold off and let's just get our reparations real quick and kind of secure the bag.
Yeah, shout out OnlyFans. I think that's definitely part of the women that and it's not trying to be rude. It's just the honest to God's truth. They're definitely becoming outliers. That outlier is becoming more of a norm, and that is definitely allowing the income of women to also go up. Not just because they're more educated as well, not just because of that, because they are, but that definitely helps out. I will not lie. Yeah, but. Yeah, shout out Millie Bobby Brown. Shout out whatever John Bon Jovi's kid. Don't really even know your name, to be honest with you, big guy. But yeah, best of luck to y'all. Probably last less than 2 years. But I mean, when eventually you maybe do.
They're dating.
I didn't. Apparently, they've been dating for a minute though. But I didn't.
Well, that's
know either.
I respect that. I respect that. Like a private, like you should have like if you're a celebrity, you could keep your relationship private. Like that's like what you
But
want.
like, what did they do? Like, did they not go anywhere?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean-
like she's like one of the biggest stars in the world.
Mhm.
How do we not know about that? And like, how do you feel about Drake just hitting her girl up all the time?
Dude, he's probably flattered as hell. It's like if dude, think about it. Like if you have a girl, if your girlfriend's getting hit up by Drake and she's not going for it, and then you end up getting engaged to her, it's like, bro, you have like
there is not one single guy.
We get engaged, I'm gonna be looking over my shoulder every day.
That's what I'm saying. There's not one single guy who's flattered that Drake is hitting up his chick, son. You're wildin'.
I mean, you got to be somewhat like flattered to a degree as long as nothing's happened. If something's already happened, then it's chalked. But if nothing's happened up to that, you know it's gonna eventually. I mean, probably eventually happen. But
Yeah, what are you listening to? The new Drake song? I haven't heard that released yet. Oh no, yeah, he just DM'd it to me.
He just sent it to me. No, bro.
he just sent me a video in the studio right now.
Millie Bobby Brown.
He has his shirt. He has his shirt off and everything right now, asking me if I could do something for him, and I'm like, sure, I'll come over.
Drake's like, he's sending her pictures of his new tattoo and everything.
He's like, can you just work
Looks the
on
exact
this
same.
one? Yeah, for me.
Oh, so.
Nah, man, but I think that like obviously like I mean when it comes down to it, I mean I don't know how he dealt with that because like yes like if you're secure in a relationship that's great, that's like a really great thing. But like I just don't know.
There is a secure relationship if Drake's partially involved.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. That's really tough.
You think he's gonna add an engagement stone to his necklace?
Does she already own one of them? It's a thing, though. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's scary. But I mean, we were just speaking about.
This was a promise ring, a $13 million promise ring.
Dude, if you're getting promise rings, it's like so 2000, like early 2000s, like mid or early 2010s as well, like 2000s, 2010s.
To Drake, but Drake poses me as the type of dude that hangs out at the skating rink.
All right, not too much on Drake, Chad. Not too much on Drake. He's over here trying to take advantage of the situation. Sterling, roll us into the next topic, man. Chad's over here trying to take advantage. He's trying to control the narrative over here. We can't let him.
I heard him for a second. Well, speaking of education and like obviously the importance of education, especially nowadays in the United States in particular, and actually even more overseas, there was a new survey that reveals that 42% of people with college degrees said it didn't end up being worth it. And really the question I have for you guys is, is the idea of college like dying just overall? And ultimately, would you force your own child or any of your children to get a degree? So I'm going to start with you, Chad, and actually just go over there.
And yes to the second part still. Yeah.
Damn.
I graduated college and then I got my job and they didn't even look at where I like graduated from. They didn't even look to see if I had a degree. But I think it depends on like your profession. Like if my kids want to do art, I'm still gonna send them to like an art college. If they want to, I don't know, play video games, I'll send them to fucking esports college, but like I think the experience of college in general is just something that's like you have to have it. I think I even though I thought the classes were BS, I grew so much in college just like having to be on my own and interacting with these strangers and just like not able to get out of that situation. Like I had to go back home and live with these 8 random dudes. So I think the experience is unprecedented, but
8 random dudes.
yeah, I was in a dorm of 8 or a room of 8.
Oh,
You gotta really preface. That's a pause, bro. You gotta experience these 8 random dudes, bro.
we know where you're coming from there, Chad.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know a little bit.
But yeah, I want to get your thoughts on it, Mike, because I know that you guys may differ, maybe not. I don't know.
So for me, the first question is the degree worth it? Like Chad said, I think in select cases, is it worth it? It depends on your profession. Obviously, if you're gonna go and be a doctor, bro, you can't just watch some YouTube videos and think you're about to slice over someone's chest and do some heart surgery. That don't work out.
I watched a shit ton of movies.
You gotta go to school for that. But I think for the majority of professions out there, I think that college is not worth it, and it's becoming more scam territory than it is actual a necessity, in my opinion. I feel like the prices of colleges are increasing while the value of colleges are decreasing at a rapid rate. Like Chad said, nobody once in any interview that I've had for a job has spent even a split second on my degree or what we're talking about or asked me any questions about college. Nothing even comes about there. It's more job specific. The job that I'm doing now, I think that I could have done it as soon as I graduated high school. Like, I don't think that there was anything that I took from college.
Are you shitting on your current job? Hey, let's get his employer on the line right now.
What, you think you don't think 18-year-old could be an account executive, bro?
No, I agree. Well, like
On the job experience.
It, literally, like I'm saying that there's nothing from college specifically that I
no, I
pulled
get what
for
you're saying.
my occupation. Like I get what you're saying. I had to be trained on the job once I got it, and I'm saying I had the mental capacity at 18 to take those trainings and be able to enforce that in my occupation now. Like I didn't need a degree for that. But if I'm going to but on the second question, just to peel that off, will I force my child to get a degree? That question for me is just gonna have to be no. And one thing for me that I agree on, Chad, is the biggest thing I took from college, and really is almost the only thing I really took from college, is the social experience that it came with. That's where all the growth came from. Any mental growth really came from my own due diligence and research, from YouTube articles or reading, like not necessarily from the classroom itself. But I did gain
Quizlet.
Yeah,
Dag.
I gained a lot from the social experiences, but I don't believe that you can only gain that in college. Like I feel like if you don't go to college, one, if you're not going to go to college, you got to have a plan and you got to be working on it and you got to show me that you're working on it. I don't care that like there's no success at the beginning. You got to start somewhere, but if you ain't working and you ain't doing something, then that's not going to fly with me. You're going to get your ass to school. But if you're working on something and you're proving to me and you're working on it every day, that's fine. But I think in order to get those social experiences that we got from college, you just got to get out there on the world. Like, I think where people get trapped is they don't go to college and they stay in their town and, they don't really explore or whatnot like that. But my brother, as soon as he graduated high school, he didn't, he went on cruise ships and he was sailing across the country, going to different places and whatnot, meeting a lot of people from different regions of the world. And, that social experience in itself, and he was away on his own. He had to grow and mature as a man. In that situation, I think there's different ways to get it. So, I mean, I know Sterling's about to fucking...
I got one last thing to say. I think the benefit of college with the social aspect is that you can get away with a lot more dumb shit and not get arrested.
That's
Like,
true.
I feel like if I went out on my own and did the dumb stuff that I did when I was in college, I would have gotten arrested pretty quickly.
But do you feel like it was necessary for you to do those dumb shits? Like I
Yeah,
feel
I learned a lot of lessons from those. I learned yeah, how to not get
like
arrested.
we were just in a like vortex of life where we were just doing stupid ass shit. But I feel like in any other situation, like I would make mistakes, but I wouldn't. It's not like I needed to do dumb shit. Like y'all were punching holes in the wall. You didn't gain no fucking life
I learned how to
experience from
fix a hole in
punching.
the wall.
Don't
Yo,
punch holes in the wall, bro. I knew that when I was like
Michael, we
5.
punch
Come
a
on, man.
hole. Don't do it. But we punch a hole in this wall right now. I can go to Home Depot and have it fixed by tomorrow morning.
All right, but niggas ain't punching holes in walls. That's my point.
But what happens
Let me slide in there. Let me slide in there real
Go
quick.
ahead.
Just to answer, because like I get where you guys are coming from. Like, and obviously I think you guys are like, I know that you said Mike, you obviously wouldn't like make your kid go to college or anything. And then I know that you said like we kind of all have somewhat similar like
I would encourage
similar
it.
like
I'm not saying that I would
yeah,
be like,
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have to go, but
I
if my
would
kid
I would
came to me,
encourage it.
if my
But
kid
I'm
came
gonna
to
tell
me
you
and said
right.
he didn't,
I'm gonna tell you right the fuck now. I'm gonna tell you right the fuck now. If you ain't gonna go to college, you better have a damn job waiting. I don't care what it is. Like I don't care what it is. The day you graduate, you better have a job waiting for you.
But
You
Dad,
ain't
guess
get.
you
You
have
don't
a
get.
job waiting. I'm gonna be on OnlyFans.
All right, nah. Like, look, you could go live in an apartment on your own, go on your OnlyFans. Like that's fine. But no, and then the same is, and then it goes back to the point of the idea of college being like. I mean, I'm sure you guys have obviously applied for jobs in the past, done applications, etc. And they'll always ask like you'll look at the requirement. You, you'll look for the requirements for the job, and it'll be like like college degree required, preferably in these fields, whatever. Um, and I was listening to something the other day, just for example, for anybody out there that might be listening to this, it's like, bro, if you match all the qualifications on a application or a job description, you are overqualified.
1000%.
You are overqualified for the job, which makes when you go and negotiate salary makes it twice as easy if that's the job you decide to go with.
And
So
most of the time they won't hire you because you're overqualified.
yeah, they know you're going to negotiate salary. That's exactly they want people that are lesser experienced. That's some word to the wise right there for some younger folks out there, for some people that might be older. That's some word to the
How
wise.
about
right
you
there.
answer the damn question, bro?
Well, my answer to the question is I don't think that. Do I think college was worth it? I don't think any part of it. Well, I think it was worth it in hindsight for me. For me, it was worth it. But in reality, I think
degree, it's not college, it's the degree.
No, the degrees doesn't mean shit, bro. Like I could literally walk anywhere and get like I can also talk. I didn't even need the social experiment of it. Like I didn't even need that. I knew that I could go out and talk to anybody I wanted to and just be natural. Yes, you gain like some skills, like you sharpen the knife a little bit more, but I could have done the same thing in the workplace if I was working from 18 and probably saved and had more money. Just to be 100% with you. Like I mean, no job that I've had at this point has actually required a college degree. And everything that I learned in college, literally, I couldn't even tell you because Chegg, Quizlet, and Course Hero did it for me. I'm gonna be 100% a.
And now they got AI doing it for them. So.
And now they got AI doing it. Like there's no business for someone to care about their degree. I'm dead serious. If you're really smart, go to community college in a town that's close to a big college. Go to community college, get an associate's degree because an associate's is perfectly fine. Like that is cool. And you don't have to finish, but go to a college close to, or an associate's college close to a big college, and go there, and you will still get the experience of going to a 4-year school.
You know what I compare college to today? I compare college to the math teacher that wouldn't let you use your calculator for a math test. Is that it's teaching you a bunch of irrelevant stuff that when you got into the workforce, they would want you to do the exact opposite. We're learning how to write essays and papers where that's obsolete today. Like we don't write essays. We're not going to be writing papers. If colleges want to be more beneficial, just
fucking
like those
emails,
math
bro.
teachers wanted to be more beneficial, they should have showed us the way around a calculator, every in and out of a calculator. Because once we got into a real job, if you were in accounting and you were over here writing on your piece of paper, I would fucking neck you so goddamn hard. Like, what the fuck is you doing? If you don't pick up that calculator, motherfucker, yo, I don't know what you're doing, man. So, like,
So right
schools
now,
should embrace AI. They should be teaching them how to use AI to their benefit, because what's really going to happen is the workforce is going to be they're going to be incorporating Chat GPT. And if you're not using GPT-4, if you're not qualified to use that, guess what? That's going to be on the requirement. GPT-4 like certified. It's probably gonna be a certification for that. So, instead of trying to teach these kids how to do everything without the technology, they're a step behind. It's really just a scam. They're increasing the prices and they're not giving us life lessons. They're teaching us a bunch of stuff that our employers are going to have to come and almost untie and rewind and like rewarp our minds to think differently than the college had us thinking, because it's not how the real world moves.
but like I'm gonna go just to
teachers. My game design
what?
teachers like prepared us for shit. Where okay, this is
That's
the one
important.
good part about college for me. My game design teachers, like, we did like a capstone project, and we had to go present it to the teachers and whatnot. People were coming out there in like their business clothes, like suits and stuff. And my teacher came out and he's like, "Yo, take that suit jacket off." And they're like, "What?" And he's like, "When you're out there going for an interview for a game design job, they're gonna laugh at you if you come in there dressed up, head to toe in a suit and tie." He's like, "Go put some cargo shorts on, go put a t-shirt on, be comfortable." Because that's how people act in the industry.
And that's facts. But I also feel like game design is kind of one of those degrees that can be beneficial though. Like I also think you could pick up things like outside of college from game design, but there's also one of those degrees that can be beneficial. But for somebody like me and Sterling, our shit was just so fucking basic, generic schooling that like it's not that necessary, man. At the end of the day, one thing that my dad always told me is that the most your degree will ever do for you is land you an interview for your first job. After that, it's completely irrelevant.
It's experience and everything from that
it is
forth.
experience and it's a popularity contest. Can you interview well? If not, then you're gonna be screwed. They don't care where you went to school at. Like, some people might care about that, but at the end of the day, if you're going for a job where they care where you went to school at, guess what? Everybody else who's interviewing probably went to the same damn schools. So you didn't really get a step above them. Like, you're gonna have to interview well. You're gonna have good experience, and that's what it's gonna come down to at the end of the day. And I think that the economy is moving to more gig work, which means that, there's going to be a huge section of the economy that's growing that has nothing to do with universities or anything like that. And I think you're going to start seeing less people choosing to opt out of college, or at least choosing to opt out of like the more expensive universities or 4-year universities. Because like, if
do community, bro, like it doesn't make any logical sense to go to a 4-year school, and especially take my advice and go to a community college that's near a freaking 4-year university. You will get the same experience. Like, it's the exact same thing and a better education.
If you're a loser, go to a 4-year university, man. You need that experience. Don't just be out,
bro.
Loser?
Huh?
So you call me a loser? I'm joking.
That's his own insecurity speaking. Don't let him.
No, but what I did want to say something really quick, because I didn't even realize that we were gonna get this deep on this topic in particular tonight. I knew we were gonna talk about it, but I didn't know how deep we were gonna get it. I literally just did a poll on my Instagram, and there was 90 actually a little over 90 votes. It actually went a little past it, but 90 votes asking how many sources, speaking to the gig economy, right? How many sources of income do you have? Or the question was, do you have more than one source of income? And it was literally, I believe it was 55% to 45%, 55% saying yes, 45% saying no. And then you got to think about maybe the outliers that are like just saying they say yes because they know I saw that who voted for it. Who cares? But like, it's almost No, I mean,
You got the
let's
people
be
who
let's
probably put yes, but haven't actually received the income from what they were doing. But
yeah, let's be 100% real here, because I mean, like, and no, I appreciate everybody that voted. By the way, if you do listen to this, but I mean, it's almost 50-50, right? Being that 50% of the population has more than just one their main source of income, and then the other 50 being that doesn't, or they're working towards it, right? And that's perfectly fine. So in that same vein, we've talked about, like, bro, you're not going to really succeed in this country at this point, and this country at least, if you're just going off of one source of income. And that one source of income typically is from your college degree, quote unquote. We imagine it's our main source of income, the one that we think about when we tell people what we do.
yeah,
But then there's the other thing, like social media, etc. However, whatever way, selling T-shirts online, who cares? Like, whatever you're doing, like, that's what I highly encourage. That I highly encourage everyone to be able to start their own business or start their own type of brand for themselves, to promote themselves and make money off it. Because nowadays there's no reason not to try it, at least, and see what it comes from.
With what you're bringing up, that multiple source of income, getting married. To me, I'm still old school, where getting married seems to be picking up a second source of income. Like, if
it's done right.
If it's done right, yeah.
Could be picking up a second source of debt too.
Yeah.
Fact.
Like, just like we've been, like, my girlfriend and I had talked about the numbers and crunching like what we make, and I'm like, yo, if we get married, we average like over 100K, so we could get a nicer spot because we could afford it then.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It does save you a lot. I mean, like right. It's just like living with a roommate. Period. Not even like your partner or anything. Like, if you live with somebody else, it is going to be phenomenally cheaper, typically, to live with somebody else as well in an apartment or a house or whatever, just because there's two of you versus one. So I mean, for those out there that are struggling, like, not even struggling, but like looking to just like, or maybe don't have a college degree, maybe do have a college degree, maybe don't know what direction they're going with their career, whatever the hell it is, who cares? Like, at this point, like, put your fucking headband on or whatever the fuck you do to, get your shit going. Fucking take some pre-workout, whatever the fuck you got to do. And literally just go out there and do whatever you want to do. Start a business, do whatever. I'm not saying quit your fucking real job. I'm not saying that shit.
No, don't say that's not.
I'm not saying that shit. No, I'm saying take a fucking. I'm saying take a fucking.
You can literally
I'm saying
open up your window and fly.
I'm saying take a fucking risk and say fuck it and see if it works out. Give it some time. Give it 4 or 5 years to work something out and give it legitimate time to see if something works out for you. Don't fucking give up in like 3 months, because we have this
keep showing up. If you just keep showing up,
yeah,
it'll be a snowball effect, compound, and over time, and you'll eventually, what is it? Eat the fruits from your labor, or what's that saying?
Reap what you sow.
Yeah,
reap what you. That one works too. Reap what you sow.
Reap what you sow. Eat the fruits of your labor. Either way, but I know we kind of.
Have your cake.
I don't think it's
no. You
either.
Can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, you can bake your cake and eat it too. There we go.
So, speaking of AI and understanding the idea, love you guys, but we don't want to stay there we'll be there for the rest of the night. Honestly, we could talk about that forever, which I love. But speaking of AI and that type of stuff, I mean, we know that AI is obviously making a massive trend towards our modern day economy, our modern day jobs, etc., school, whatever, like we just spoke about. But AI in music is making a big splash, and I know that if you guys are on TikTok or on any social media at all, you've probably seen some Drake leaks. You've probably seen all types of leaks of AIs of these really famous artists. Question I have for the both of y'all, and like I'll answer as well, obviously, but is it beneficial or detrimental to overall innovation of musical, like legitimate artistry in the industry as we know it now?
So I think there's a timeline to this. So like if you're unaware, if you heard, there's a new AI Drake song featuring The Weeknd. And
Part my sleeve.
And it's really good, really well done. Sounds like a Drake song, super catchy, super boppy. One thing that I found interesting about it though is that it might be better than Drake's actual recent single drop that he just put out with the Kim K single. I like the Kim K. I like Search and Rescue. I thought that was a good drop, but I do think that the AI one might be a little more catchy. But back to
it definitely is.
yeah. So back to my timeline. I think that we're gonna go through this honeymoon period, which we're in now, or we're starting to enter. I don't think we've really hit the peak of it. It'll, if there's a graph, if you can see me, it starts at the bottom, then it comes up, and it's just gonna be a sharp spike of just things that coming out in different use cases for AI and music. And I think at first it's gonna be really cool, but I think over the long term, AI and music is gonna be extremely, extremely detrimental. I think that what we're going to see take place, in my opinion, is that if we think that streaming services and distributors like BMI being able to make a song, and it's cheaper to make a song and just put it out to the world right now, has oversaturated the market. Just wait till people are using AI to oversaturate the market and just make a bunch of music. And I think that, where I think it could go is it could almost, it has the potential to kill the artistry of music. What I think people will not, they might not even be signing record labels. They'll be signing like voice licenses. And
Voice license, that's what I was gonna say,
you'll just have a bunch of people behind a computer screen,
bunch of nerds fucking
generating a bunch of AI songs, and they'll put it out. And the worst part about it is they might not even tell you that it's AI generated. You might just they might just pop up and say Drake made a new song, and Drake somewhere in the Bebelos, if you know, then you know. I don't know what to tell you. He's somewhere driving through underground garages, but and they're just putting out Drake music, and we're over here consuming it, thinking Drake did that, and he puts out a tour, and he's about to go perform, and he's over here on the tour bus learning his music from the jump. So for me, I think it's detrimental over the long term. Chad, I don't know, what do you think?
I feel like AI can the reason why it wasn't AI Drake's replicate the voice and the style. So I think artists could combat this by being creative and changing up their style. Like you got Tyler Creator. He's mixed up his styles a bunch throughout the years. So if you tell an AI to make a Tyler Creator song, before he changed his style to the whole Igor type of deal, it'd be oh yeah, that's a Tyler Creator song. He puts out his new music, oh, this is new Tyler. So I feel like the reason why the AI works so well with Drake is because Drake has one style.
No, quit! Someone stop this, man. I knew exactly where he's about to go as soon as he mentioned Drake. But don't you think that at the same time though that I feel like I don't think that the artist can keep up with the AI. Because if you really think about it, Tyler,
weren't you saying that the song was being taken down and stuff?
Because
it's at the end of the day,
it's everywhere, dude. It's impossible.
Well, that hasn't been figured out yet.
Oh, so yeah, so I think
there's nothing he can do about it. There's literally
it's just a legal thing then. So either the artists do what you say and be okay, it's easier to just produce an AI song and just start making AI music. Or the artist starts suing and they change the law to be able to license their own voice in their language.
There's probably not a law. I guarantee there's not a law behind it right now. I guarantee there's not.
But how do
That's why they're having problems.
There's going to be so many iterations coming out on a daily. I don't even know how do you you can't even file that many lawsuits.
Well,
you can't stop it.
Law because what's his name? Darth Vader. Who's the actor that plays Darth Vader?
He just sold his voice.
Sold his voice to Disney because artists, they can license their likeness and their voice.
Yeah, but they would have to exercise that right. Not everyone has their voice licensed right now. But your point to Tyler Creator and Tyler Creator switches up his sound. What I was saying is that I don't think the artist can keep up with the AIs because AI is, we're just seeing the beginning stages. This is like the first generation of the iPhone, how fat and ugly that shit was, and we thought it was cool, but it was nothing compared to what we got in our hands today. Like the AI is gonna be able to make Drake do country music. He's gonna make fucking
Well,
reggae and go
you got to
everywhere.
remember that he's got so much music. That's why it's so good. Like that's why that weekend, I was literally just thinking this as you guys were talking. The weekend Drake snippet, like or that song, that AI generated song. I think it's a banger. I think it's better than. I think it's better than Search and Rescue. But Drake, you said earlier that Drake sounded like it sounded just like Drake basically. But the weekend didn't sound. It was like a little off, right?
Because Drake has
Drake's
a bigger discography than The Weeknd.
his discography is so deep that AI. That's what AI it takes from internet experiences. Everything it takes all of that information and compiles it to something that makes sense for the current meta or whatever's going on.
But
The Weeknd doesn't have the same discography. He doesn't, and the Weeknd sound is a little bit more unique. It's just how it goes, and it's very hard to replicate. That's
But
cool. So
it's hard to replicate with the first generation of AI. Though. Like the tech is only going to get better, and the thing
that's
is,
I mean,
too,
but
is
that's I'm giving that that's the reasoning.
you're not even going to need that big library of music because it's going to eventually be word or even voice to sound. Like people can just sing the song, and AI will switch it to Drake's mannerisms and tone and whatnot like that, and you don't even need to have that big library if you just like
That's what I'm just saying for the time
well
being
the
in terms of
time
the
now,
honeymoon
yeah,
period that we're
correct,
in.
but
Yeah, and
If they
there is
decide
going to be
that's
it's going to become a lot more elaborate and a lot more deep. But in reality, though, if your discography is not deep enough, it will not be as sharp. It just will not. Like there are going to be big artists that have a lot of their stuff made, like Drake, like The Weeknd, like Kanye, like people like presidents, people that speak a lot, that
but
have a lot of content out there that can be replicated.
but
To
here's the
speak to
here's the main point though. Like what I'm really trying to get at is we're only thinking about the artists today. How relevant will they be when AI music becomes so easy to it'll be so easy to generate a hit song. Literally, you don't have to have any musical talent to generate a hit song. So
you need lyricism and beats.
you don't even need to have Drake's voice. Like you could just go in and make an AI song with any voice, with your voice, and it'll go switch it up and make a melody from it in a nice catchy jingle. And
I
what if
think
we
it
don't even
goes to
have like
producer.
celebrities anymore? It's just
So, Mike, I got something for you here. I honestly think it's not going to get to that because I think it's a matter of time before a major political scandal happens because of AI generated like something. And once that happens, the government is going to put such a hard stop on public access to AI and deepfakes and stuff like that.
well, that's a problem in itself, though. That's where we start becoming like China, where we don't have free reign to the open internet.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
But I think it's going to happen once a major political scandal happens because of it.
But see, like that becomes so difficult because if you trump AI innovation from the beginning of AI, then all it's gonna do here's if we ban it, there's not going to be other nation states. That innovation is just going to move. And AI innovation is not going to
And we
stop
get put
going because
behind
we banned it. We'll just become behind as a
as
economy,
usual.
as a nation.
As usual.
Yeah, we'll become
As
behind
usual.
from it. And what we'll see too, and it's not going to be that the people in America stop doing it. Is there going to be people in America who stop doing it here, and they're going to move out of the United States, keep generating that stuff, and we can fall victim. AI is the future in some way or some capacity. And if you're not like embracing innovation and kind of because the whole thing about America and our economy is, we let you do free reign until it hits a problem, like you said, and then we start to find ways to regulate it. But they just put
But
a
I
complete
think AI
stop.
processing is going to be the future. I think with AI voice and sound generation, that's all cosmetic, and the government doesn't care about that. Like what you were saying about it'll go somewhere else. Uh, One of the bigger things, like if it's a political scandal, where would they go? Because if it gets that big, I feel like the fucking what's it called? The group of countries that are together.
United Nations.
yeah.
United
The United
Nations.
Nations would put a stop to it.
No,
And
but
then
that's
if they go to,
so.
like,
Those kind of things
China's
are.
not gonna let people do it.
The
Those kind
ramifications
of things
behind
are
that are
so
so
hard
deep.
to like get
Yeah,
everybody
you
on the
can't.
same front. It's just
You
like
can't do it.
cryptocurrency. If we were to shut down cryptocurrency, cryptocurrency wouldn't die. It would just be moved in like places like Ecuador, who are embracing it fully and making Bitcoin like a reserve currency and moving it other places. You know, the AI, and I mean, like, we were specifically talking about music and not like political things, but I do think that like at a certain point you're gonna have to let AI do what it do what it does, and if they don't make those regulations soon, there's really not gonna be a way you can stop it.
You're not going to be able to limit it. Like there's a thing in America, like it's just like it's the internet of itself. Whenever the internet was created and the dawn of the internet was like super minuscule. Like not a lot of people had it, and it was super slow, and it was just not good. It was just there. It was like, oh my gosh, I can access like other things. But the internet is based off of something that we made. Like let me give you people an understanding. Artificial intelligence, which is what AI stands for, if you didn't know, AI was built by human beings. The system and the processing was built by humans. But the difference between AI and regular computer software and stuff like that, like software in general, is that AI has the ability to adapt to what is in front of it. That is just, it's the closest thing to a human being that doesn't have a lungs and a brain. The brain is built in the actual data, like the actual software in of itself. In that, with that same point, the problem is that when we first got the internet, we didn't put regulations behind it. That's why there's that's why there's all this stuff on Reddit and not even like the dark web and stuff that still exists, where people are getting snuffed. Like snuff films are like, I've literally seen snuff films. Like it's like casual on this stuff. If they don't put regulations behind it, like there are massive consequences.
But that's
if
such
they
a
don't
great
do it.
area, though. Like,
But that's the thing. You either do it right now and have riots and have people be upset about it now when it hasn't been as evolved as it will be.
did you see
or you wait?
what they proposed when they were trying to cancel TikTok? They basically just threw in a bunch of language in that proposal when they were trying to ban TikTok that basically puts a stop to open source internet, and it would just turn into a more Chinese way. Like that's what I'm
talking about. They banned VPNs too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like it's like if you do that, we're moving to very like milky waters, and it could get way worse.
Milky.
Huh?
Murky?
Oh, okay. I'm fucking up a lot of sayings here, but go ahead, Chad.
AI
No, you good.
It's not self-learning. It learns what's fed to it. That's the one thing
Yeah.
that they're trying to get towards, which is technically like sentience of it learning, like knowing that it's an AI and saying, hey, I lack this information. I will seek to find this information. Right now, it's just someone gives me information and then I fill my data bank with it. So when it becomes self-learning, that'll be pretty cool. It'll be pretty scary, but it'll be pretty cool.
It's gonna be scary as fuck too at the same time. It's gonna be cool, but it's gonna be fucking scary. But yeah, guys, I mean, like, I think the music industry can thrive. Like, the point I was trying to make earlier, just backing it up to the whole thing about the music industry in general, is that I think it's just going to become the age of producers, because it's not even you're not going to need, like you said, you're not going to need the actual artist. Is if a guy can produce a good beat, guy or gal, sorry, could produce a good beat, and can have decent lyrics.
Won't need to.
Won't even. Yeah, I mean, the beat's all that really matters, because you can use.
If you can type in, I want a sad song, and basically all you need is a good ear. Because if you could type in, I want a sad song with a slow beat and a catchy melody, and the AI generates a bunch of different variations of that song for you, all you need to be is essentially your own A&R, where you're listening for top hit songs and you are able to choose that song, upload it to DistroKid, and put it out on all streaming services, and then everyone gravitates to that song because it's catchy. And guess what? You're the one who found it. You're the one who uploaded it, so you own the rights to it. So you're really not even going to need to have any musical talent. You're just going to have to know a hit song.
How many self-made millionaires do you think are going to come within the next decade because of this? Simply just because of AI and the creation of music.
Well, I mean, the boom over the past decade was already insane.
I think.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've been thinking about this now that we talked about it. I think it will take a long time for AI to replicate like singing on a technical level. I think the reason why it does good with hip hop and rap is because it's mainly just.
You heard Rihanna's?
No.
Rihanna's got some crazy AI songs out there.
Okay.
Like, I'm telling you, brother, if you didn't know some of this stuff was AI, I'm not joking. You would think these
You just
people
gotta
wrote
look
that
up
shit.
AI music, man. It's actually pretty good.
You gotta look deep into it.
Real artists would stick around than AI.
Let's hear it.
I think it'll become a classic car versus an automatic car type of deal, where you get those people who are diehard.
Who the fuck drives a regular fucking car from the fucking 60s? Who drives that?
I'm gonna drive my classic. I'm gonna have my manual car because I like doing the work type of deal, and there's people that appreciate that. So you're gonna have music split into genres of this guy's like, hey, I release these songs with my own voice, no AI needed, and he'll find his group, and they'll be like die hard. Cause this might be a little bit of a tangent. The one thing with a business that I realize is that you don't need millions of fans. You need, let's say, 1,000 fans.
Yeah, you see a strong community.
$100 over the course of the year, and now you're making six figures.
Yeah.
You just need that tight core of people.
But here's where it also gets tricky is what about that? What if I get up here and say, I use my own voice and I don't do AI, love me, and everything I'm doing is AI?
I feel like a scandal would come out. I feel like it would be
scandals could be crazy.
Yeah,
Dude, the scandals
but
would
what
be
if I got the machine behind me, bro? If I got fucking Sony music behind me, you think they're gonna let that come out? You just saw what happened to Jonathan Majors. He over here choking bitches, and now we ain't heard shit about it.
No, that shit did disappear. I ain't gonna lie, that disappeared.
I feel like Reddit would take to the internet and be like, okay, let's look up. Oh, yep, we got Mike here. He's living here. Why is his energy bill through the roof? Is he doing some sort of AI processing on the side to go find out? And they'll be like, oh, this dude's a fraud.
But you don't think it can get to a point where it's literally like...
It will be like that.
Like Drake's song, if Drake put that out and said, I did that, and if it wasn't for The Weeknd, because The Weeknd's was a little botched, but if Drake literally put out a snippet of just his part, there would have been no part of me that I would have said that it was AI. I would have been like, yeah, that's 100% Drake. And that's a fucking banger. Like, I don't even know if I don't even know if our ears gonna be able to hear the difference eventually. Like, because
we'll become numb to it.
AI just became a big thing. Like, the whole boom around it became a big thing within the past like year to two. Like, we are so early in it, and the advancements in technologies today, like how quickly it advanced only improves and gets quicker over time. I feel like it can get really tricky unless they have there'll probably be software that could tell if something. But I mean, even then they did
they have software now for
GPT-4 on the U.S. Constitution, and it said it was 98% done by AI. So I don't know how well that shit's gonna fucking be.
Hey, I'm just playing advocate here. The majority of music I listen to is auto-tune, Vocaloid, EDM type of shit.
So it's already AI.
Yeah. It's just I'm a strong proponent of every time my girlfriend and I listen to music, she's like, oh man, this song sounds like this song. I'm like, yeah, I feel like every chord progression, every melody and rhythm combination has been found. And now it's just the person who's doing it. Nothing's unique anymore.
Especially when you find, but that's the thing. That's why some of these songs we don't even realize, like even like the smallest little tone, like it could be a lower bass by a notch, and there's songs like, damn, that beat goes crazy, and we've heard that beat before, but like I said, the tone is just like dropped down, or the bass is dropped down a notch, and it rings our ear a bit different, and that's it. Like, it's the same thing, but it just a little bit different. And
I think it would be like what Michael was saying, where like music will be less of the artist and more of the producer, the person who's in there.
Well, yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
Okay, this AI just generated 100 songs. I'm gonna take the next 8 hours to listen through all of them. Okay, song number 23. That's the hit.
Yeah, and then I also like my other point was that I think that the amount of artists that we look at, like we look at artists today, will shrink. Like that will get smaller. There'll be a select handful that we look at.
I think with AI it would grow.
Well, I'm saying that we look at them like we look at artists today. Like oh, Tyler the Creator, oh, Drake. I think that pool will shrink, and it'll just be, I think your favorite hit will be somebody you've never heard before that made a song in a basement in South Korea.
Oh, so you think concerts will start to die out?
Well, I mean, I think concerts are eventually going to move into metaverse. So like, essentially, you'll be like live streaming, and you could like, they don't have to be there. But I mean, I think concerts are dying out now. Like, concerts are like
Yeah.
Concerts are becoming like a premium.
Yeah, like it's a privilege. You have to be a big name artist to get a fucking tour going with more than fucking 10 dates. Like, and if you're not a big name artist now, you're pretty much living off the back of festivals. So I mean, I personally think that it'll just be a bunch of hits coming out, kind of like TikTok. Like, these people are blowing up, and I've never heard these people before. And once they get that one hit song, I don't hear from them again.
That's a TikTok dilemma right now. I saw someone talking about it. It's how a lot of music these days are being created for 60 seconds max. So we're getting a lot of incomplete songs and good hooks.
Yeah. So,
well, I mean, dude, that's what we've listened for. We were being groomed to be this way when we were kids. Let me back this up without us, like, because we could literally talk about this for an entire podcast. No, we weren't being groomed by someone in particular. We were being groomed by the way that we used to listen to radio. Let's all be real. We all used to listen to radio for a period of time. And for my people out there, 97.5, 105.1, 102.3 if you're in Greensboro. I think it's 96.9 as well if you're in the Greensboro area. Yeah, kiss. Like, I mean, bro, like, let's listen. All right, so give it a second here, right? You think back to a lot of the music that came on the radio. It was the reason that those songs, like, we are groomed now to only hear like the hook, because the hook is what every generation thinks about, is the hook. Everybody remembers the hook, but us specifically is because there have been ass songs, like, I mean, dog shit songs. Let's just be real. Y'all remember that song? You know what I'm talking about. You know that song. This shit's gonna make you really start to dive back into the arc. Not Hotline Bling. I'm not even talking about hip hop. Remember the song by Carly Rae Jepsen, Call Me Maybe? No. Call Me Maybe. Not Friday.
Wait, we just talked to the same person that's not her.
But that too. But those two songs, Friday by Rebecca Black, and then Carly Rae Jepsen and her shit, Call Me Baby. Think about it. Do you even really remember the words before the hook? Like, you probably heard that, and you probably heard those songs probably 40, 50 times at minimum. But that started with
our generation of music.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We were trained, and we are the next generation of listeners who can build, or who are building up artists at this point as well. That is correct.
We're already out.
Yeah, we're on the back. But we're on the back end of the generation. We're the back end. There's a new generation on Earth, yes, but we're still within the generation of
we're not
music
the ones building
that
up
can help
artists,
generate
though.
that.
I don't think that our generation's the ones. Well, I'm talking about our, like, us as in 25-year-olds. Like, I know Generation Z is doing it, but like, as 25-year-olds, me, you, and Chad are not the ones building up artists today. It's college students and below.
Like I said that I think we are on the backside of it, and I believe that it will literally, like, it's just based off of that. We were groomed that way, and the generation before us is dumber, or the generation after us, which is Generation Alpha. They're just dumber. I'm sorry, they're just dumber. They don't have their brain cells. Their brains don't like have. They've been numbed. Like the way that they've been genuinely brought up, their brains have not developed the way they should have. Granted, they're probably more
dumber, or are they just more equipped for a different society than we are?
They're equipped for a different society, but I think that there's a lack thereof of not creativity, because they are creative, but a lack thereof of realizing originality, not on their behalf, but in the music industry in particular. So let me not stay on this topic forever, because like I said, we could sit here and talk about this for literally 2 hours, easy, without even blinking. So just to speak on music, because we do love music here, and unless you boys have some final thoughts, I don't want to leave you hanging at all.
You're good.
Okay. Just speaking of music, we got 4 women involved here, 4 female rappers.
Okay, yes, I would say, Cardi B,
all right.
Ice Spice. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, shut up, right?
Yep.
I don't know 2 other women.
Okay, go for it, Sterling.
Well, I mean, we've got really just to have like a
no.
What? I'm talking about like top of the chain. We got 4 artists here, and there's always there's phenomenal pairings between the 2 of them. Not necessarily phenomenal, but they do pair up. They've paired up a few times. We've obviously got Ice Spice and Nikki just dropping Princess Diana music video, by the way. If you guys have not checked that out, go look at it.
Do yourself a favor.
Do yourself a favor. It's the closest thing you're going to get to WAP without being at WAP, because WAP was God tier. I'm just going to be 100% with you. And then we got Cardi and Megan Thee Stallion.
Damn it.
Right?
Fuck, I could have gotten that easy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, you think of Ice Spice and Nikki, just like I said, just dropping the video, doing the song Princess Diana. They've done a couple other songs together. They've been involved together in a couple songs. Cardi B and Megan have obviously been known for, directly through WAP, which was, I mean, one of the biggest bangers probably easily of that year. But the question I have for you guys is just speaking very briefly on it, because it is hip hop and it is music, and honestly, they might be AI generated here soon. Who's the better duo, Ice Spice and Nikki, or Cardi and Megan?
Cardi and Megan. Yo, that's a duo that could probably hold their own with the music and also rob your ass.
Rob your ass. That's true. So we have to kind of set the guidelines, because how I set the guidelines is going to determine how I answer this question. Are we saying who's the better duo based off of resume that's been put out now, or just talking about in general?
I think we're going to have to do in general, because Ice Spice doesn't have a massive resume.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's
well, I mean, like they both have like they have the songs together. Obviously, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion have the bigger track. They have WAP, which is much bigger. I'm probably gonna piss off a lot of people and say that I don't see what the whole like gist is on Megan Thee Stallion, music wise. I think she's got one flow.
She likes anime.
That's your bag. But she's got one flow, and I feel like she's the female version of the Baby. And I like the Baby when he came out, but one thing I told all my friends is he's gonna die out quickly, because he's got one flow and he was not able to generate a second one. And when you come out with one flow, and his one flow is not good enough to just be like regurgitated over and over again. And I think that's Megan's problem. I think Megan has one flow, and she can only and the things she rap about is very directed to women. So
yeah,
it's like I can't even listen to her songs, because they're so explicitly tailored to women that it's like, nah, I can't have this being played in my ear, and I can't sing along to it. Whereas Ice Spice and Nicki Minaj, obviously Nicki is the queen. So I think Nikki and Ice Spice are, if we're talking in general, I'm going Nikki and Ice Spice, just because it's motherfucking Nikki, bro. The queen, son. And she's light years ahead of any of the 4 we just named. So I think if she's on your team, then you're beaten. Because I'm taking Nikki over Cardi, which is the comparison. And if we're just talking in general, which celebrity I prefer, Ice Spice over Megan. If we're talking just rapping ability, I'd give the edge to Megan. But I think Ice Spice is the better. I think she's the better celebrity personality. I think she's more the people's person, the next door neighbor, the girl next door type thing. She's more appealing to people. She's also doesn't have every fucking male celebrity or male rapper in the game having bars dissing her every time they drop a single. So I'm gonna go Nikki and Ice Spice.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have Chad. I don't even honestly. I just don't know how you casually disrespected Nikki. Like casual. It was a.
Wait, you just said something about Nikki?
Her voice annoys me.
Chad, bro, you over here talking shit about Drake and Nikki. You just don't like Young Money, and he don't like Lil Wayne.
This man just hates the whole group. But no, like, I mean, if we really think about it in generalization, like Nikki could be by herself against all three of them, and she'll still probably roll them. That's I mean, like you said, if Nikki's on your team in terms of this situation, I mean, you're gonna be like the better duo, quote unquote. But I do agree with you in terms of like Megan Thee Stallion's flow. And even Cardi's flow sometimes. Like Cardi, she don't even write her own song. So I mean that is what it is.
Literally an
industry. She's openly said that. So if anybody goes in the comments and tries to debate it, like just look up the video. But like I get it. Like from a male perspective, like I get it. Like she's woman empowered, and like she's trying to empower other women, which is great. But let's just be frank. Let's just be frank here, guys. All right. There are more men listening to hip hop than women, and when it comes down to it, Nikki and even Ice Spice, because now Ice Spice is like you said, like kind of like the girl next door, and she's the most appealing thing in the female rap game now physically to most of those folks. That combination kind of hard to beat with Nikki's flow, and then you got Ice Spice being popular as hell right now. I mean, like she was with Kai Cenat, and like. Kai Cenat knows every damn relevant celebrity in the hip hop game right now, basically. Like he is that guy. So I mean, I don't really think that's an argument. I don't think it's even something you can debate genuinely.
I didn't listen to each song. I just really went off of who would kick my ass in a fight, and I think Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion.
Who's a better duo?
I guess when you say better duo, you're like thinking about like a.
You said better duo right off the bat. I'm like, who am I taking in the fight? Definitely not Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. They'll fuck me up.
If we're talking a fight, then I'm definitely going Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion because I think Nikki and Ice Spice they're like, they're like pretty girls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's why I don't like Nicki Minaj's voice.
I still don't understand that.
I think she brought Monster down. I'm sorry, Michael.
Oh, I honestly don't like. I'm not someone who thinks that Monster, that she was the best verse on Monster. But I agree. I used to not like Nicki Minaj's voice when she used to do that. When she used to do all that bullshit.
Scatting on the beat. What was it? The one meme of when people are running. It's like.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I used to not like Nikki when she used to do all that.
Maybe I should give her a new song and try that.
But when she like got away from all that, like the very beginning when she first showed up, I thought she was better. And honestly, my favorite Nikki is Pop Nikki. Starships were meant to fly.
Okay, so I'll give you that song's good. That song got ruined for me though because of the radio. Because it felt like every time you turn on the radio, that's like whether you just got in your car, went to Walmart, come back in your car, Starship's playing.
What's the song with 2 Chainz? That shit was a slapper, yo.
Oh, hold up.
Bitches ain't shit and they ain't saying nothing.
Saying nothing. The motherfuckers can't tell. He's in the trap.
Circuit
BB.
What's up?
Anaconda.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, a banger.
I mean, like Nikki's watching any female rapper in the verses. Let's just go ahead and like, but yeah. I mean, so other than Chad, who just literally doesn't like the greatest rap group of the 2010s,
Who else is in your money?
Tyga.
Yeah, fuck him.
I mean, I ain't
Hey.
big on Tyga, but like,
Tiger filled his lane because he's starting to fill up other people too. He already figured that out.
they got Chanel West Coast. Definitely fuck Chanel West Coast.
But
like SpongeBob.
we exactly. It was just SpongeBob reincarnated into a human being and a female that was tan with a bad spray tan and blonde hair. But I mean, we all kind of. I think at this point, yeah, Chad's just a hater. Like it ain't even like he ain't got no logic behind it.
Hater.
You're a hater. You're a hater.
Hater.
You're a hater, bro. Like just be a hater for this one. Like you're a
Okay,
hater.
I'm a hater.
Sorry, Chad. All right, I didn't think you were gonna go over that one that quick, but I know, guys. Like we've obviously talked a lot about just a bunch of stuff, but we wanted to add like a new segment in for y'all, just to, yeah, just to get you guys kind of like a little bit more involved as well into something just random. So for this week, you know, basically what this whole segment is just like a basic random debate topic that doesn't have to do anything with like what we would usually talk about pop culture wise, and we just kind of debate on, you know, what our opinions are on it. So for this week, guys, we're gonna go with best cereal, and I'll actually start off with my favorite best cereal.
Right?
Best.
You don't hate that too.
Oh, dude, I fucking hate it. Now check it out, too.
My favorite
The
cereal,
best-
Reese's Pieces, bitches.
The best.
Uh,
The best cereal to me, for a number of reasons, and I want us to all put our answers out there first, and then we can explain them. All right. Best cereal to me, hands down, Honey Nut Cheerios. The little bumblebee
you
up
are
there.
fucking about to get roasted on this.
No.
You're about to get your
No,
ass
no.
torn, bro.
Best.
Pause.
I got my reasons. I got my reasons.
Oh,
Okay, what are your reasons? Make you shit good because of all the fiber?
No.
you really be
Chad.
bland as fuck, yo.
I said Honey Nut, not fucking Cheerios, you idiot. What's y'all's?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the only right answer.
That is a fucking
Yeah, Nikki.
awful answer.
That shit's true.
You all know I have
What?
sweet
Oh,
tooth because
okay, go ahead.
I like a lot of cereal. Man,
He flipped the hair back with it and everything. I like a lot of it.
best one though.
Oh my god.
Chad, like,
Dude,
you fucking
Cheerios?
types of cereal.
I don't know why you said fucking Honey Nut Cheerios. Cheerios has some good ass fucking lineup. Like you got strawberry chocolate. You got cinnamon.
What the
you got
fuck?
blueberry Cheerios. You got fucking frosted
Cheerios
Oh
does
my-
not belong in your top
I know.
3, son.
top 3. Oh
No.
wait, we're doing top 1.
Yeah, but I'm saying it shouldn't even be in your top 3.
Okay.
That's because your taste buds are trash, boy.
This is poor people
You
cereal.
probably eat bland ass collard greens too.
Damn, you got a poor person's taste palette right now?
Dude, have you ever had
What'd you say?
Smacks?
I know your ass ain't gonna say Sugar Smash is your favorite cereal, bro.
Okay, hear me out. Sugar Smacks? You can eat that shit dry. Like, you don't need milk to eat sugar Smacks. We're talking about the one with, like, the frog on it, right? On the box?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can just reach in the bag, grab handfuls of that. It's like, it'll rot your teeth. It'll stick to your hands and your clothes, but damn, does it taste good.
Alright.
Just don't put milk in it, because milk will make it disintegrate.
Yo, do they have Honey Nut Cheerio honey?
Like Honey Nut Cheerio filled with honey?
Yeah.
No, that's what Honey Nut Cheerios are. There's Cheerios and there's Honey
Yeah,
Nut
but do
Cheerios.
they have a honey in the store for Honey Nut Cheerios?
I don't know.
Do they have Sugar Smack flavor sugar?
I don't know.
Because they have cinnamon flavored Cinnamon Toast Crunch out there. That's because only one of them can make a spin-off fucking purchase item, And that's why it's the GOAT out here. Y'all out here picking these generic ass, brand ass Chaz over here. Fucking, I might have to throw him a couple dollars because he's over here talking about some sugar smack and can't even afford the milk to put it in there.
No, it's not that I can't afford the milk.
Nah, we know Chaz rich, bro.
When you introduce milk to sugar smacks, the sugar smacks just dissolve, and then you're just left with sugary water.
Bro, y'all's choices, I'm so disappointed in y'all's choices, man. Y'all sound like some niggas, bro.
Comfort food, man.
Nah, so like definitely Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I think for me that's the best. It's got the comfort, it's got the sweet dessert taste to it. If I had to do a top 3 for me, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is number 1. Apple Jacks is number 2.
You're fucking gross.
Clearly, I love cinnamon in my cereal. And number 3, you gotta have some brown in your life. Cocoa Puffs.
Okay. That's fair. No, let me put my reasoning behind my Honey Nut Cheerios. Okay, stop shitting on. First off, Chad, Sugar Smacks. You need to go. Hey, bro.
What are you, fucking 50?
It should already be. It's already a red flag that you can't put fucking milk over your cereal, and the motherfucker gonna disintegrate, bro. That shit. Imagine you try to do that. You got that in a coffee every day, bro. You will literally be fucking off your ass so goddamn hyper. No, but that's because your bladder and your stomach is dog shit, bro. Yes, first off, Honey Nut Cheerios are good for lowering cholesterol and blood pressure, both. Great. That's literally what they're known for. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Dude, you have to be the oldest nigga in the fucking room, bro. You over here shitting on young people, and now you over here talking about good for your cholesterol. We're eating cereal, nigga. Good. If you want to be healthy, go make yourself a fucking banana smoothie.
Hey, man. I'm just talking about in terms of taste. I love the taste. It's because it's subtle. It's not overbearing. I don't like too much sugar. Like, things that have too much sugar make me sick to my stomach. And that's one of the things that I appreciate about Honey Nut Cheerios is very subtle. Honey is a subtle taste. And then the best part about it, I don't know, let me ask you, do you guys drink the milk after you're done eating your cereal?
Yeah, if you have good cereal that allows you to.
Okay. I'm just saying because some people just throw it away, and that's how I know most of them probably ain't black either. No offense to my white folks out there, but you gotta value every sip and every ounce of not like we grew up broke or nothing.
I'm saying,
but I'm just saying
limited edition Cheerios. You just
Let me see.
Cheerios? What the?
It doesn't matter limited edition, bro. You can't even put your. It's not even cereal, bro. That's just fucking just granola. Basically, just turns into granola, but ultra sweet.
Sugar Smacks. This is Cheerios.
Oh, let me see. I can't see it. Bro, what the fuck is that? Chocolate strawberry? Like
that sounds better than your bland ass Honey Nut Cheerio cereal.
They're not bland, bro. Like y'all taste buds are literally of a fucking 5-year-old.
That got nut in its name.
Yeah, what do you think makes a honey stick in a Cheerio? Some grown man's nut.
And also, I will say, as a kid, I didn't have my parents were not big into giving us a bunch of sugary selections, so that there is a bias there. I've had a lot of different cereals. Don't get me wrong, in my own life, on my own. But I was eating Fruit Loops. I had Reese's Puffs, had Captain Crunch, had Fruity Pebbles here and there, had fucking.
No, Captain Crunch fucking tears up the top of your mouth.
I hate Captain Crunch.
No, that shit will put you in a coma. That shit will literally. You eat a whole box of
I used to eat top 3, bro, because I'm just so disappointed in your favorite. I need to hear your top 3.
Honey Nut Cheerios number 1.
Okay.
Honey Nut Cheerios number 1. Number 2, I'd probably put Cocoa Puffs there too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Love me some cocoa.
Shit, you do need a little bit of brown. You do need a little bit of color in your life as well, ladies. And then thirdly, third, what's a cereal that I don't have a lot, but I like it every time I eat it? Oh, what's that? Honey Bunches Oats.
Oh Oh my god.
You suck, bro. You suck.
What?
You're such
You don't like
a
that?
fucking loser, bro.
Michael,
Your
I'm
top
telling
three.
you, it's nostalgia wise, Sugar Smacks, but then yeah, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and then funny enough, it's probably also Cinnamon Toast Crunch with the Cinnamon Toast Churros. Those are pretty good too.
I'll accept that. That's better than fucking Sterling's top three.
Shut up, ho. My top three is filled knowing that and I don't eat cereal that often. I'm gonna be 100%. Like I used to eat it all the time, but I don't eat cereal that often anymore. But dude, like those are solid choices. Like if you're trying to like make sure you get what you get out of your system, also have a semi-healthy meal, and it's gonna taste good, and you could drink the milk afterwards. Like
That's
If
not
that's
what
a
I
W.
get cereal for,
Then
bro.
why don't you subscribe to Magic Spoon? Not a sponsor, but
But could be.
yeah.
guess what? Guess what I want you guys to know is that no matter what you say, your taste buds are trash. Like I said, you probably eat bland ass collard
What do you
greens,
mean?
no fat back, no
You said
vinegar,
Honey
no
Buns,
nothing.
Oats and Honey Nut Cheerios. Those are two of the blandest cereals.
Yo, Sterling, you're showing your ass, bro. You're gonna be that grumpy ass old nigga one day.
Oh, wait, Michael. Okay, I'll replace the churros with honeycombs. Honeycombs is good.
I like
Honeycombs is
that.
good
That's
too.
more defined honey taste than Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah.
Shut up, slut.
At least
I'm not a big fan.
Its name.
You know what? The reason I do like Honey Nut Cheerio is because like I'm not the biggest fan of honey in general. But the reason that the taste of it being very subtle. So I'm what?
You like bland food.
No,
You
I
don't
don't
like the taste
bland
of honey,
I
but
don't like
two of your top
No,
three
I don't
flavored
like-
cereals have honey in it.
I don't like that pure like almost like syrupy taste like that. Everybody's had like honey like just straight honey before, right? Like straight honey, right? Like on a biscuit or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's super distinct. It's super distinct. When it's like faint and it's like a very like it's not savory, but it's like a very faint eases into your like taste buds versus like it hits you in the face. It's so much better that way. It's an appreciation for food, man. And cereal is a food, but sometimes we just treat it like a soup. And that goes to my question of the day.
Let us know down below what your favorite cereal is. Also, comment, tell us how you like the Black React segment. Give us some options. I'm sure we could even use some of you can like make that some of your questions on your 30-day challenge, Sterling, and we can implement that into the show. So let us know how you
let
like
us know why Honey Nut Cheerios suck.
Yeah. And is it questionable that Sterling's favorite cereal has nut in it? Let us know.
What's your
Oh,
favorite
over
candy?
here.
Stealing a Nutter Butter?
No, my favorite candy is probably dark chocolate Hershey's.
Bland is Hershey chocolate. Oh, I skipped that.
No, it's dark chocolate Hershey's. But speaking of, I know we've been like jumping up and down tonight, guys, and geez, I cannot talk. I need some damn waters. I'm talking about a bunch of different stuff. So, a few things here. I want to address this first because I think we can end it a bit more with these reviews and things like that. But we know we love love. Everybody loves love, unless you're a sociopath or a psychopath. And that's okay. If you give us a view, subscribe, and tell your other psychopath friends, I'm always down for it. Okay. But so for those that didn't see the debacle of the Love Is Blind quote unquote live reunion this past Sunday, for those that were trying to watch it, like myself and I believe Mike, and probably there was 10 million other people trying to watch it as well, over 10 million other people in the United States, just the United States, trying to watch it. Well, speaking of the last episodes in the weddings, and I know Chad, you haven't really watched it, but I want to. Oh, Chad, bye. I know that some people may have not watched it, but I know a lot of people have. Mike, I want to get your thoughts on the weddings and then even the reunion and how that all kind of went down, as you see fit.
God, man, I don't even know where I start. So, I mean, it's been a while. I think the last time we spoke about it, we spoke on episode 1 through 5. So I'm obviously not going to get into everything that we've missed. We're going to stick to more like you said, the wedding and um the wedding ceremony and the ending, the reunion in itself. So for me, when it came to the wedding ceremony, I'm gonna have to be honest. I didn't even listen to the whole thing. I kind of skipped through the wedding ceremonies, and honestly, I could really guess where a lot of those were going to go in the first place. But the one thing that kind of shocked me is I was shocked that Kwame said yes to Chelsea because honestly, Kwame to me always sounded like he always said he loved Chelsea, but he always sounded like he was kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Even like he could never like say something good about Chelsea without also reiterating something bad about her. And as I started to watch more as Love Is Blind, Chelsea also kind of like she seemed kind of iffy. Like I know she's like the perfect girl. She like everyone loves her. She's super nice, but she was almost overly nice to me. She almost seemed like I really couldn't understand why she loved Kwame so much so early. Like it didn't even make sense to me, bro. Like Kwame was just like she was almost kind of weird, like how she was acting with Kwame and how much she was into her so quickly. Um, so as far as like that was probably the biggest shock on the wedding goes, and I guess we'll firstly we'll address the wedding and then we'll get our thoughts on the reunion because that's where a lot of shit was fucking wild. But as far as the wedding goes, the biggest shock to me was that Kwame ended up saying yes to Chelsea. I thought he was going to say no. Micah and Paul, I saw that coming. I told you when we were doing the 1 through 5 that Paul and Micah weren't going to work out. Like, even though as the season went on, they started to look like they liked each other, but they're from two different cloths, man. Like, Paul and Micah never meet up in real life. Micah's obviously like in a friend group that Paul could never be a part of, and you know her friends fucking suck, or at least her best friend did. Uh, but you know, as far as the weddings go, those were my big standouts. You know, what was your wedding standout?
I mean, everybody knew Tiffany and Brett were literally the most lock of a lock you've probably ever seen at Love Is Blind, period. Like, if you watch all 4 seasons, they're the most lock you've ever seen. Then it came down to, like, Micah and Paul. I'm not going to lie to you. The whole line that Micah used, like, I think the only right thing for me to do is let you answer first. All right,
That
first off,
was
bitch.
crazy, yo.
First off, bitch. Like, answer the fucking question. Like, and I don't feel bad for this bitch at all. I don't give a fuck. I don't feel an ounce of, like, sorrow for her. She deserves every single bit of, like, shit she's feeling right now. And I know she's taking I know she said it's been affecting your mental health. Fuck your mental health, bro. You literally look like a piece of shit on that show. Your friends that you were around, the people you were around, and you still act like people deserved it. They should still treat you nice after you did all that, even if they cut it up the way that make you seem even worse. I don't fucking feel bad for you. Like, I don't feel bad for you at all. Like, you literally changed, and she's trying to play the fucking victim so she doesn't, so she can make herself feel better. Bitch, you are not the victim. Like, you're not.
Facts. And there's also like what I kind of grasped from everybody coming around and you know how it finished is I honestly felt like Marshall and Chelsea would have been a better couple than Kwame and Chelsea. I feel like Micah and Kwame should have been together, and Paul should have went with the Amber chick from the beginning.
Amber. Yeah. Yep.
And that those made more sense to me. But I like Kwame and Chelsea. Like I guess they're still together now, but I see divorce in their life. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out to me.
For him. I think the way that they are, like, just watching the reunion, them talking, and then, like, because, like, just the reunion as well, because, like, in terms of the weddings, I was surprised. I wasn't surprised by Kwame saying yes, because we knew Chelsea's dumbass was going to say yes. And like I said, Tiffany and Brett, that's a lock. And then Bliss and Zach, I don't even want to talk about those fucking weirdos. Those motherfuckers are weird. Like, I'm super happy for Zach, and he got to dance to the song that his mom, like all that shit. Like, that's super good. Like,
Yo,
look,
that
man,
song
I'm
he
not,
made during the
bro.
reunion.
Hey, stop fucking letting niggas sing on the show unless they can sing. Stop it. I be skipping and I'm cringing, and the only reason I couldn't skip it is because it was fucking live.
How he
I
gonna make
swear.
another song after seeing the reaction that everybody had to the first song? Like what? It's like,
Bro, that was the most cringe shit ever. And they're just standing in their living room. She's just staring at him like, bro, like.
As much heat as Irina took, I guarantee you in that moment she was like, yeah, all my actions were worth it because this nigga weird as fuck, yo. She was sitting there like, y'all really wanted me to fucking be with this dude? Like, come on.
Nah, man. I wanted to speak on Irina too because Irina and Micah, they both started crying when they got asked to confront their own problem. I thought that shit was fucking hilarious.
Yo, did
I
you
was
hear
like,
when the audience laughed at Irina when she started crying? Did you
yeah,
notice
they
that?
were laughing. Yeah, I heard them like chuckling. I was like, wow, that's what you fucking get, bitch. Like, that's literally what you get. Like, you were literally laughing at people in their feelings on a multitude of occasions in the pods, like on purpose.
Yo, and Zach was going at her ass too.
Yeah, and dude, Zach's not a dumb motherfucker either. Like, he's not dumb. Like, all these, like, the whole thing is that those two girls and then Micah's friends became the villains of the show just because not because it's the way they cut it up, because they can only cut up so much to what they actually give, like, they give you. Like, what they give, they can cut it up. Like, if I said, oh, I hate women, and then something like that, yeah, but the thing is, I said I hate women, so they could cut it however they want.
Made it like Zach made it seem like cutting it up made them nicer than what it actually was. Like they said, there was
that's what everybody said.
Show, yeah, but
yeah, he was like the way they were talking about him. I was like, damn, bro, I feel so bad for you, bro.
I honestly feel like as bad as Micah and Irina were, they weren't the villains of the show. I felt like the main villain of the show was that stupid ass bitch Jackie, yo.
Stank.
Fuck Jackie, bro. She stank, yo. How you gonna go for this Josh dude? Yo, and this dude said, let me get the ring. She said she didn't even let him get the ring back, bro. Oh, hell, bro. We would have had to cut the cameras.
Bro, the thing is, I'm just so confused with her, man, because like I'm staying on TikTok. I'm understanding this. So for those of y'all that didn't get to watch the reunion or just watched it or whatever it is, just to fill you in. So the reunion was filmed live, and I believe there was an invite given to everyone that was in the final parts of the show, like made it through the engagements and stuff. And Jackie and Josh, who are still together, were not there. They did a pre-recorded video with Vanessa Lachey, which was like 3 minutes.
About her. Because I have some opinions on her too.
I got all types of shit to say about her, but so she's like, first off, if you watch Jackie and Josh or Jackie tell her side of the story with her and Marshall, because they're showing like Marshall's face most of the time, but they're showing a lot of the cast reactions of her, like what she's saying, and they're all like, what the fuck? Like, whoa, where is this coming from? Like, what? Whoa, wait. And she's trying to say this man used a derogatory term against her, like he used the T word. And if you know what the T word is in terms of when it comes to gender, she was trying to say he said that to her, and that's what sparked her to say he was soft, all this other stuff, or like he was like. And he came out and said that he just said, you have a strong jawline, which she had already started picking at him about being soft and being sweet and doing it. And he says, you got a strong jawline, and she just loses her shit. All right, let's just be real. Let's just get real here. I'm not a fan of the woman. I think she's a scummy.
He dodged the bullet, man. She was like,
no, she's scummy, bro.
As soon as
that
she
woman's
got out
scum.
of the pod and we had like real life, like she couldn't keep her emotional state in check for 2 seconds. She was always crying about whatever bullshit she had going on. And I'm like, yo.
Apparently that her dad was sick, had cancer or whatever, which I respect. But still, you can't use that. I mean, I'm sorry about your dad, because that shit does really suck.
All right, well, Wiggins' dad is going through shit too, and he's playing in the NBA playoffs, son. Once the lights and the cameras on, you gotta fucking do your thing.
Yeah, I just don't know why. Like, she tried to take it out on him and she still to this day try to make this man seem like he's the bad guy when he wasn't perfect. He's not made out to be like 100% like perfect king, but most of the stuff he was doing was right. Like that's the way a lot of women want to be treated, bro. Like you like he dodged the bullet with you.
Is it really the way a lot of women want to be treated, or the way they want to be treated?
In the long run, that's how they want to be treated. In the moment, not right now while they're young, but in the long run, yes, that's what they want. In the short run, no, because nice guys do finish last, and we do know this. It's just facts. They finish last in the present, first in the long term. Don't ever be afraid to be a nice guy, guys.
Facts. So, yeah. So I mean, I just feel like. Marshall and Jackie, like, I predicted that was not going to work out well. Like, he seemed like he was too nice, and it seemed like to me that Jackie's never really dated somebody kind of cut from that cloth. It seemed like she's always...
she's supposed to be treated, you know? Like, treat her with respect and, like, gave her what she needed. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just feel like she kind of wanted a different version of a guy. And Marshall,
let's just be honest, she wanted a hood nigga. She wanted a hood nigga, bro.
That's what I was trying to get at. She wanted a hood
nigga. She wanted somebody to call her a bitch and say like this, that, and the other. Bro.
Yeah, basically.
We know that. Like basically. The way she was leading on, I was like, bro, like, all right, this guy's a marketing manager. Like, I don't think he's a hood nigga.
Nah, he's a good fucking dude. Who like, I mean, power to her and Josh if they're still together. I was surprised about that. I didn't think Josh really gave a fuck. He just wanted to beat Marshall, honestly, in my opinion. But I guess he still wants to be with her, or at least he wanted to be with her long enough to do the reunion. But we'll see. No Love Is Blind couple has had a kid yet, so we'll see if that's if that ever comes about.
The black girl and the white guy are still together after all these years.
True.
Like that couple, I never thought that shit was gonna work out, but they are good together. But let's talk about the biggest topic in terms of Love Is Blind and what we gotta address, bro. We got to address this shit. Like this, it can't be an ongoing thing for the rest of the seasons,
and
especially with the new season. And I'm sure a new season's coming soon in the next few months. So like, I need this needs to be said. Nick Lachey, or Nick and Vanessa Lachey, specifically Vanessa. Vanessa Lachey, I think you're typically you know pretty funny. Now I'm not talking about the reunions, but like funny. You make like cool, like it's fun while they're recording the show, and you're cool. Like you're cool. You're a producer of the show as well. Nick, I know you high as hell all the time. Like I know that's why you be stumbling over your words, can't read a teleprompter. I know damn well you're high as fuck. Like you're high. I can see it in your eyes.
He definitely doesn't wear the pants in that relationship.
No, he doesn't. And his eyes are glazed over, like he's glossed up. Like I already know he's fucking high as fuck. And Vanessa's off of something, bro. Last night or the other night, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. She was one of the worst hosts of any reunion I've ever seen, and she was off of fucking something because she was like,
I don't know about.
She was like shamed.
It seemed like she had a whole like feminist agenda that she was trying to get off there.
Yeah, like bro, I was like, what? Like
bias towards like how she treated and how she kind of came at all the guy, I guess attendees of Love Is Blind versus how she came for like the females and even the females that were clearly regarded as the villains of the show. She was giving them so much grace and coming at Paul trying to make him the bad guy. I was like, when was Paul ever the bad guy on the show? Like I was not watching that show, and once
he did slap that girl's ass though.
That was a terrible. I didn't even see
boy's
that.
A demon.
I didn't see that till the reunion. Like, did you pick up on that? In actual?
Bro. No, I found like the day of. I was hanging out with my boy. And I was like, bro, like, look at this TikTok, and it was everywhere. I follow these girls on TikTok, and they all were like bakes to so and so. I found this picture. I want to speak briefly about that because Vanessa literally said, if y'all haven't seen it, brought it up and literally left it. And like I was like, okay, so you ain't gonna let him elaborate on it? Like you just gonna like bring it up and like put him in the dirt, bro. Yeah, and throw him in the dirt like that? Like damn. Like I mean, and granted, like I think Micah's friend with the dark hair was like the best looking out of her friends.
Oh, and she liked it, bro. Micah's friends ain't shit because her one friend was laughing while she was crying because Paul said no at the altar or whatnot, and I don't
She
care.
said exactly what I wanted.
I don't care if you want that in that situation. Like, how you just gonna be laughing and your friend running out from her wedding after just being rejected? And Paul was like, "Nah, bitch, you ain't no mom."
That shit's crazy, bro.
And I
Like,
kind of feel him though. I couldn't
I can't
really.
see her being
She
a
don't
mom.
have no motherly or like I understood what he was saying. Like she don't show no motherly nurturing characteristics. She shows mean girl vibes. That ain't like the
Yeah.
type of mom you want.
And well, the thing is, when you hang out with mean girls, even if you're not even a mean girl, bro, I'm telling you, you will be seen that way. It's you're a product of the company you hang around, bro. That's just fact. We all know this. But back to Vanessa Lachey, I ain't gonna let you run away, girl. Don't think I'm in the race, because Nick is over here blazed as hell. He don't know what the hell is going on. Like, Vanessa, you need to get off the high horse about the feminist agenda. I get it. You want to treat everybody should be treated equally. That's the whole point of feminism. Period. But you cannot sit here and act like and try to make Zach, Paul, even Marshall to some degree with Jackie's situation the villains. Like, why are we acting like this? Because this is one of the first seasons where the girls were the villains.
Let's just get
Like
her.
that-
Let's just get her out of here. We've seen enough of that.
Yeah, get her out.
I'm tired of
Get her out.
Netflix recycling the same people. I know you signed them to a contract and you use the same people for multiple things. Let's get them out of there. We need some new, fresh faces. She clearly, like, nobody was fucking with her. She did just as, I think, like, on Twitter, it looked like she got just as much flack as Tyra Banks did with Dancing with the Stars. Like, literally, no one liked Tyra Banks. I saw that all over Twitter. I didn't watch Dancing with the Stars this season, but I saw it all over Twitter that no one liked Tyra Banks. Just like all over Twitter, no one was fucking with Vanessa. Let's just get her out of there. Like, I was tired of hearing. She honestly, like, because she was harping on things that no one cared about. Like, how about you get to the point of what we were really, like, here for and stop drilling on niggas that ain't really do shit. Drill on the girls. They were crying, too. We could have really went in on these. Like, yo, we could have really went in on them. And she was over here giving them grace and whatnot. And I think the only one she, like, really did a good job for was Irina, because there ain't no way you can give Irina grace. There's, like, there ain't nothing you could do for that bitch, yo. She basically just did everything. She was looking like a clown on national television. I was surprised she came.
I give her props though, because Jackie didn't have the balls to come. Probably because she broke her NDA, can't afford a flight right now. She got to pay.
I feel like Irina came because she thought she was going to be able to switch up the narrative. You could tell by the way she was answering.
And Zach didn't let her, bro. Zach said, "No, you came on the show to get famous."
Yeah, he said, "Nah." And he wasn't finna let Micah, like, do the whole victim thing and crying. He's like, "I don't understand why you're crying, yo."
Bro, he was going off. I'm like, yo, Zach, like, this boy got some. He grew a beard and grew some nerves.
Yeah, he was not fucking with
I'm like looking at something like right now. Hold up.
Yep.
Hold up. Okay. So I don't know why the fuck that even I just got that email. Sorry, I had to read that. But yeah, let's just make it clear, guys. It needs to be done. Like, they can produce a show, like Nick and Vanessa. They do produce a pretty good show. They be making some crazy storylines out of it. I ain't gonna cap. But they don't need to be on the next reunion, and especially if it's a live reunion. Let me just get on Netflix really quick. Y'all knew this shit was coming, and they were spending money on marketing out the wazoo. And you're gonna sit here and tell me that you couldn't fucking make sure that shit went live at 8:00? Bullshit. It is actual bullshit. You should give discounts to people that use Netflix this month.
That's actually,
you should literally give discounts.
I didn't even tune in. I'm glad I didn't tune in live because I'd have been heated, son.
I did.
I opted in to watch the Clippers Suns game, but it still wasn't up the next day. I tried to watch it like during my lunch break, and it's still still couldn't play it. I was like, yo, how is this fucking big ass company Netflix can't get a simple live stream down?
I mean, it ended up coming on live like later, but I knew that shit wasn't live. I could tell it wasn't live. I mean, even we knew it wasn't live, but they were still acting like it was because there was like problems with the mics that happened here and there throughout the reunion and shit. I'm like, bro, y'all could at least just pre-record it, just fucking call it a day. Like, and like, I mean, I don't know why, like at this point, you even try to make it live, like you try to be genuine with this, because the last thing you wanted was this shit to be live, and people start going crazy
Wasn't it
and
like
start saying some.
3 hour wait too? When did it come?
Yeah, it was 2 hours. It almost came on. I'm pretty sure it came on at like
I know
9:30.
damn well they didn't just sit there for 2 hours waiting for like a live stream to come back on, bro. They definitely started filming.
Well, speaking of reviews, and really probably the last thing we'll talk more enough about.
We wanted to give
Is
you guys a long pod since we took off last week, so we had a lot to get to.
It's extensive, and that is 3 shows that are extremely popular, especially in just the hip hop space. Point blank, period. And if you guys haven't watched them, spoiler alerts. But no, even if it is, like, you should still watch it either way if you do feel like it's something that you'd be interested in. So we've got three shows here, being Snowfall, BMF, or Black Mafia Family, and Power. Everybody's probably heard. I know everybody's probably heard of Power, right? If you haven't like watched it, you've probably heard of it. Then there's Snowfall, which is exclusively on Hulu, FX Hulu, and then you have BMF. 3 shows that, I mean, personally, from my opinion, as like a young black guy, like who loves like hip hop culture and just culture in general, my opinion does a really good job of outlining like whatever their show's perspectively about. Like one show's about crack epidemic, the other one, shout out crack epidemic. One show's about a little, it's like power in of itself. I mean, it's all about, they all have the same underlying messages in terms of black culture, but all in different eras or different points in time. But really just want to gotta give like a very vague, not I want, I guess we could keep it a little bit vague without being too specific, but like a vague review of just like all 3 shows and which one maybe you think is the best, which one that maybe you didn't think ended the way you wanted it to, etc. So I want to start off with you, Mike, and like which one would you feel is like which one do you feel is the best or better than the other? I mean, because maybe you find one's even to the other, because some people maybe feel that way.
So I think there's only one clear cut best one out of any of them, and I'll be interested to see if you say the same. I know you said you've only seen 2 out of the 3, right?
Yeah, I've seen 2 out of the 3, but yeah. I've done research on BMF, so okay, I've like kind of like.
So I'll be interested to see what you say. I think the clear cut best one, and to me, it's like hands down, not a debate. I think Snowfall wipes the floor with Power and BMF. One, they really saved their ass with this newest season, because the last season was some bullshit. They had tigers and fucking they had tigers in the fucking hood, yo. I don't know what they were doing, but that was some bullshit. But this newest season and everything before last season and this newest season is just absolute gold, son. And the way that they're ending the final season now is crazy. I don't know about you, but like the way they ended the last episode, are you caught up?
I'm not fully caught up. I'm like
okay. I'm not going to get into it.
I didn't want to get like too deep into it, but okay, like, that's why I was like, keep it vague for a second on that.
I'll just stick to the question then. But the newest season's amazing, and when you watch it, like I know that you're gonna be like, oh damn, I need to talk about that shit because it's crazy. But I'm gonna have to go. Snowfall's the best one. I think they take a very different approach, and for me, Power is really good, but Power also kind of gets a little unrealistic at times of how Ghost just gets away with everything, and it's a lot of situations that I feel like Ghost like really shouldn't be able to get away with it. But when it comes to Snowfall, I feel like you could really feel and see yourself like being in that predicament. Like that could really happen, and how it could form Franklin and how he changed over the years and he became who he was. Like I could see that happening, and I think they did a good job with the storyline and building him up as a character and like infusing all the family members and really showing how like when a kingpin gets into the drug space, in the hood and how that could be built and how that affects everyone around them. Power is just it's so good and it's so iconic, but for me personally, I'm gonna have to put that. And the only reason why I put Power last is because BMF is based off of a real story. So for just off of that alone, when I watch it, it means and it feels a little bit more because it's like, and I know like based off a true story, everything's a little dramatized. It's not actually how it went, but still, like for the most part, these are main events that did take place and how things were. And I just think, and he's probably one of the biggest drug lords in rap culture, Big Meech. And, you know, just watching his story, watching him and his brother come up, I think it's cool because it actually happened and it's some real stuff. So my order, just to recap, Snowfall, BMF, Power, that's my order.
Yeah. So like Mike said, I've only watched them full, or closest to in full, because I haven't quite finished or caught up with what do you call it, Snowfall. And I'm not all up into the extensive shit with Power, with like the books of like the extra books with the fuck. That shit is just getting out of hand. Like, like it's just they're losing. Like I'm sorry, like they're losing ideas. But I have to agree with you, Mike. I mean, I watched Power way before I watched Snowfall. Like I remember when Power came out years ago. I was still in college. And you were the one that actually introduced me to Snowfall. And I mean, I think that I was so enamored by Snowfall, for one, and just from my own beginning experiences on both sides. Like I started watching Power in college, finished it once I got out because new episodes kept coming out. But and then when I started watching Power, I believe I just moved to Charlotte, or I was about to move or something. Like it was right in that like weird area time, COVID time, like stuff like that. And I remember being so enamored by how quickly I was like caught up, like not caught up, but like I want to just keep.
Yeah,
I was drawn in. Power was a little bit more of a slower burn. As it went on, it was like kind of like just crazy. Like you said, like crazy shit just kept happening. Like it was almost like fucking like watching Timmy Turner with the Fairly Odd Parents. It was just. Yeah, it was just shit going on. Like, I'm like, ain't no way in real life that shit would have happened. Ain't no fucking way. You can't be that stupid. Like, Ghost does something. I can't remember the white guy's name now because I haven't watched it. And yeah,
Tommy.
like, Tommy, I'm like, bro, like, how are you this dumb that you're letting him do this? And you just think, and then, fucking, Ghost is just sitting there just manipulating. Nobody's reading through his fucking lying ass lips. Just sitting there lying to your face. I'm like, that shit don't make no damn sense. I wouldn't even have to know that all this shit was happening behind the scenes. I'd be like, that's a motherfucking lie, nigga. Like, it's a whole ass lie. But the thing I like about Snowfall, and I have nothing against Power. I think Power is a good show. Like, don't get me wrong, I really do. And I think it does highlight a lot of things in the current hip hop culture that we don't even see or even talk about half the time. But with Snowfall in particular, Snowfall like highlights a event in time that was so prevalent for anyone. Like I said, crack epidemic is a real fucking thing. Like this ain't something we just made up and we're like, this is real. Like, and the fact that someone like the development of Franklin Saint and how he was as like from season 1 to now. I mean, he was kind of like a low-key like softy, but he wanted to be like a hard, like he wanted to be one of the boys, like he wanted to be like respected. That's all he wants is respect. And I can appreciate that. That's one of the reasons why I gravitate to him as a character and the show in general, because now he don't give a fuck. Like he don't give a fuck. He already knows he's the kingpin. He knows you got to fuck with me. Like you have to fuck with me. And that's what Ghost was trying to do, or before, but Ghost also lied. He lied through his teeth every goddamn time he started talking to somebody. He can't even help it.
And
he
Tommy
just started
was
lying.
a fucking loose cannon.
And we knew that. I knew Tommy was a loose cannon from the 3rd episode of the very first season.
No, the wildest scene is when he killed his chick, yo. You remember that shit? That shit was wild. That was nutty. I was like, Yo, this dude Tommy is like he ain't got no
Bro,
chill.
if you're killing women just to kill like, and you just going off like, I can't be fucking with you like that, G.
Yeah, that
I
was
can't fuck
wild.
with you like, I can't fuck with you. But no, like if I had to rank it, like in just reading about BMF, because Big Meech is like the thing about Big Meech is like I've known about Big Meech before. Obviously, the show in and of itself like really started like I guess becoming popular because Big Meech has been around for years or was around for years. But I mean, just reading about it, like I agree with you. I haven't watched it, and that's the only reason I would put it at the bottom. The only reason I would want to put it above Power because, like I said, like you said, with Power, it does become a bit unrealistic. I ain't gonna lie to you, like that shit just starts getting insane. I'm like, I can't even fuck with this. Like my brain, I'm not that dumb, but I do like realistic events. That's why I'm also a fan of Snowfall because it's realistic events, just a fictitious character to some degree, and they just overhype it and do whatever needs to be done. But yeah, for me, it's obviously going to go, Snowfall, Power, then BMF. And I'm going to make a conscientious effort to actually watch it, but I have read about BMF. I just want to watch it and see how the production is, see how they kind of like dynamic in the characters, etc. Just to
You'll like
learn
it.
and like.
I mean, and the main character, like Big Meech, is actually his little son too. His son. So,
Oh, really? Okay, word.
so it's cool too.
That's actually sick.
Yeah. So
That's sick. Nah, but I mean, and for those out there that haven't like, and this may be something you're not interested in, but I think if you like hip hop culture or culture just in general, like you need to watch. Honestly, you need to watch Power just so when people do talk about Power, But watching Snowfall and like I said, I haven't watched BMF, but I will watch it. Watching Snowfall is an experience, bro.
watch
Like
Snowfall. If you don't take anything away from this, go home. It's on Hulu. I know you got Hulu. You gotta have Hulu.
if you got if you got Disney Plus, I know you got fucking Hulu. It's a bundle.
So
It's a
fucking watch
motherfucking
it.
bundle.
There's 6 seasons, son. What more could you want? We just put you on the 6 seasons of gold content. Season 5, you just
Easy.
got to get through it. I know it's got some weak parts into it. You just got to get through it. But from season 1 to season 4, absolute gold. Season 5 is like a hit and miss every episode, here and there.
Yeah.
But season 6 is amazing. Sterling got to let me know when you're caught up because I think the finale is this week, I believe. So
I'd have to double check. I can't remember if it's this week. I think it should be this week actually. I was reading something about whatever. But I think that's gonna do it for us today, boys and girls. I ain't gonna lie to you because this is obviously pre-recorded if it's being that it's going on YouTube as well and Spotify and all other platforms. Mike can obviously, and those are all through the Linktree link. But once again, appreciate y'all. We're low-key trying to watch the game. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to y'all. But other than that, you got anything else to say, Mike, before we kind of let things go?
Nah, let's go ahead and get out of here. It's 26-22. Clippers are up. Let's go. I'm team Clippers on this series, so I want to go ahead and see it.
I'm KD. I'm KD and the Suns, bro. Come on, man. You got to root for KD. I want to see KD somehow play the Warriors. That's what I want. Or LeBron. I want that story.
I just like Kawhi a lot, man.
I love Kawhi, but Kawhi don't deserve another championship because he got lucky the year that he won. He grinded. He did get lucky, though, and I don't care what nobody says.
He got lucky in the finals for sure. Up until the finals, it was an amazing playoffs for Kawhi.
Yeah, the dude hit one of the most legendary shots of all time.
Yeah, and then it had...
Of all time.
It had, if your Metro don't trust you, I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah, and
beautiful
dude, that's...
morning. That video is perfect, bro. What a great time in life.
He's literally, I mean, he's gonna have to carry the boys. So, also, yeah, well, I know we're ranting, guys. If you got any people that are out there, basketball fans, throw some comments down below in the YouTube side. Even if there's any way you could reach out to us on social media, on our Instagram page in particular, or any other platforms, reach out to us. Let us know if you're basketball fans. We'd love to hear a little bit of your feedback too. We're gonna definitely introduce some more sports stuff as the months go on as we go towards football season.
Don't worry.
We got some stuff brewing for you guys. So other than that, yeah, I'll let Mike you roll us out an outro and we'll get it moving.
Yeah, let's go ahead and head out tonight. So for the fellas out there listen, man. They only want a 1%, man. I tell you every week. I don't know why you don't listen to me. You just gotta quit your bitching and get your bread up already, son. There ain't nothing else to do. There's really no other options. Quit your bitching and get your bread up. And for the ladies out there listening, move on, sweetie, because he don't love you. But it's okay, because you want to know something? You're still beautiful, powerful, and strong, and will always love you. Until next time, it's the After Dark Podcast. Peace.